Let's go, man. Are we live? Are we good to go here? Tons of news. Tons of news is coming out, man. Tons of news is coming out. Let's freaking go. The Jets are making so many moves on defense. So, of course, right, we start off first thing in the morning. What was it? 9:30. Minkah Fitzpatrick added to the squad for a 2026 seventh round pick. Are you kidding me? Great upgrade, right? Sealing that back end position with the safety unit was priority number one, in my personal opinion. When it came to the defense, we got that. We signed, sealed, delivered, right? We got that handled. Then we gave him a 3-year contract, or sorry, 3-year extension worth $40 million. Now we're coming back with 3 signings, right? 3 signings. We're going to go through all of them here. Let's share this screen. All right, here we go. So first order of business. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Joseph Ossai, edge rusher coming in from Cincinnati. He's getting 3 years, $36 million, 22.5 guaranteed. So I would say, a sizable deal, but the Jets are betting on upside here with Ossai. If we think about him coming out of Texas at the time where, this was a productive player, team captain. You look at Ossai, really where he specialized back in Texas, he projected well because of his speed and explosion as that fly off the ball outside linebacker. In Cincinnati, I even remember this at the time. I always kind of questioned the system fit with Ossai. I questioned the system fit. And Samidi does say, obviously 6'4", 263, had 5 sacks in each of the last 2 seasons. It's no secret that Cincinnati has needed help on the defensive side of the football, right? That's, again, it's obvious. I mean, you talk to any Bengal fan out there, they need help at safety, they need help at corner, they need help really all across the defensive line, even with the addition of Shamar Stewart, who was picked in the first round. I would not be surprised in the slightest if the Bengals go defense with that 10th overall pick. However, I think this signing right here is a bet on upside and a bet with how he projects in our specific style of defense. Now, I wonder, because Ossai is going to be coming in, my guess is 3-4 outside linebacker. So we're looking at Ossai, we're looking at Will McDonald, and of course the number 2 overall pick. Jalen Phillips, by the way, signed a humongous I thought Jalen Phillips, my guess was 80 to 90 mil. Jalen Phillips gets $120-ish million from the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, he's out. I personally didn't feel comfortable with the Jets handed out that type of contract. There's still some other names out there, guys like Bradley Chubb and whatnot. But this, to me, a 3-year deal with Will McDonald. Oh my God, was there huge news? Hold on. Why is Connor Hughes tweeting? Oh, never mind. Just Brees Hall stuff. If you go out and you give Joseph Ossai a 3-year contract with over $20 million guaranteed, he's going to be playing a part in this defense. Also, we have to factor in Carl Dunbar, right? Well-versed, of course, with the 3-4, but more specifically coming in from the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's a team that has seen a lot of Ossai throughout the years. I think overall, it's probably not the big flashy name, but if Ossai can continue to grow, this move could be one of those moves. This move could be one of those signings where it's like, hey, midway part of the season going into next year, it's like, whoa, where did this guy come from? He's on a bargain. How did the Jets get him for so cheap? Now, of course, that is a projection. That's not based into what he is maybe, or what we've seen so far. Let's quickly pull up the PFF page. Man, there's so many notifications coming in, right? All these Brian Thomas Jr. Reports coming out here from Connor Hughes. Just crazy. Rich Samini's all over it. We'll see what happens, man. But man, completely crazy. Okay, share screen. And Ossai, I think one of the things that to me is impressive with him is just this jump that he gets off the football. For him being 6'4", 263 pounds, I really wonder. To me, he really feels like he's the Jermaine Johnson replacement. But if you're trying to project how this defense looks, or I should say the front looks, and I guess we could, from that point, we could factor in the other two, the other two signings as well. But my guess is Tavondre Sweat would be the starting nose tackle, defensive end opposite, or within the 3-4. You'd have Tavondre in the middle. You'd have Jawan Briggs as one of the ends. We're probably going to be bringing in. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Did the Patriots just make a trade, or did the Patriots just sign somebody? Mike Garafolo. Alex Anzalone's going to the Bucks. Alex Anzalone's going to the Bucks on a 2-year, $17 million deal. Man, news is coming in like crazy. Crazy. Yeah, Armand. What's going on, dude? Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. It's just completely nuts. Everything is breaking within like I want to say there were so many Malik Willis, Miami Dolphins. Now there's talk that Geno could very well be in play for the Jets. Like that's looking like a lot more realistic. Oh man, so much is happening. So much is happening. But again, going back to Ossai, I think it's a solid pickup. I think you can maybe look at the contract and say, it's a little bit pricey here, but ultimately, I feel like he's better fit for the Jets 3-4 defense, solid against the run. Again, coming in at 263 pounds. I'm curious to see how he's utilized, though. Now, outside of Ossai, we also brought in, of course, we had to address the linebacker position. Demario Davis. Welcome back to the New York Jets. What is this, stint number 3 with the Jets? Imagine this for a second. Imagine we re-sign Geno Smith and we give Geno Smith a contract. He's back, and we re-sign Nick Folk. It's just like Jets reunions all over the place. I mean, could you imagine that? Like, imagine if it's 2014, 2015, and you're saying 10 years later, Geno's going to be your starting quarterback. Demario's going to be back, playing still at a high level, and Nick Folk is going to be your kicker. Just completely wild. Now, look, I understand that the thing is with Demario is this right here. His age, 37 years old for a middle linebacker, for an inside linebacker here. But despite that age, he is still productive. Demario Davis is still an above average linebacker. And of course, right, Demario Davis brings so much off the field as a leader, as a professional. He holds guys accountable. I mean, just those two guys, just between Minkah Fitzpatrick and Demario Davis, we've set a new standard on the defensive side of the football as far as how to I mean, really just every single aspect, right? How to practice, how to treat teammates, how to go about meetings, how to respond to coaching. I think also, too, what's really, really important, 2 factors here. Number 1, Aaron Glenn's going to be calling the defense. He needs someone who he can trust, someone who has seen a lot of things, someone who can pick up his system, this new system pretty quickly. Demario Davis is not going to sweat it, right? He can come in and easily do that, no problem. I fully expect either Demario Davis or Minkah Fitzpatrick to be the straight up quarterback of the defense. But Demario's back, man. I freaking love it. And the second point here is that he provides stability. Again, despite I want to get this pulled up here. Despite his age at 37 years old, Demario Davis he's an Iron Man. Look at this. So this S right here means starter. 18 game starter. Or sorry, 17 game starter, 18 weeks, 17 game starter through 18 weeks. No injuries for a 37-year-old Demario Davis. So he's going to be 38, a starting inside linebacker at 38 years old for the Jets, but he plays, he's productive, he passes the eye tests. The stats say he's still a productive player. Again, he's someone that you can rely on. He brings a ton of accountability, a ton of veteran leadership. I mean, sign me up for Demario Davis. He kind of felt like he was the backup plan for Anzalone, but based off of the current contracts that were handed out, Alex Anzalone, 2 years, 17 mil, or 2 years, 17.5 mil. Demario Davis, what was it, 2 years, 22 mil? I wonder if Davis was actually looked at as maybe the top option. So Absolutely insane, right? Joseph Ossai, Demario Davis, Mika Fitzpatrick. We've bolstered this defense at all three levels. I'm curious to see what they do with corner. Josina Anderson reported that there could be some interest with Pierre from the Pittsburgh Steelers, a long, lanky, kind of a rotational corner from Pittsburgh, but uh, former FAU Al, right? Shout out to Deerfield Beach. I'm wondering if the Jets are going to be in the mix with him. But they also signed. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh, we just got more news. Commanders are signing Amik Robertson. Pretty sizable deal, right? All things considered. 2 years, 16 mil with 9.3 guaranteed. I figured Amik Robertson was going to get under or around that 5 to 6 ish per season. 2 years, 16 mil. So good payday for Amik Robertson. He's now off the board. Let me share my screen with one more addition that that the Jets made. Kenneth Gainwell, Bucks, 2 years, 14 mil. Didn't see that. Oh my God, Tom Pelissero. The Bears are signing Kobe Bryant, safety. These moves are coming in quick. Is every free agent going to sign today? Styles should be the pick at number 2. If we were to trade Jamie and Sherwood, I think it would be in play. But with Demario, being in a 3-4, we're gonna have 2 outside linebackers, 2 inside linebackers. Jamie and Sherwood's on a big money deal. Obviously, Demario Davis is going to be playing. I just don't foresee, unless we move on from. If we move on from Sherwood, I can maybe see it. But I think all signs are pointing to Orville Reese or David Bailey with that second overall pick, man. But I like that thinking. Jamie and Sherwood's contract is kind of annoying to look at. Let's see here. Let's get the guard from Pitt, Samalo, and trade for Jacoby. Oh my God, that was another huge thing too that I forgot to mention. John Simpson signed a 3-year contract worth $30 million with the Ravens. If you're the Jets and there's that offer on the table, you know what? I'm okay letting him walk. $10 million on average, for like if it was a 1-year $10 million deal, I feel like that's a little expensive for my personal liking. But if you're talking a 3-year contract, man, a 3-year deal at 10 million on average, that's a little out of my price range for me personally. I think if I'm the Jets and I feel good about left tackle, right guard, I guess Tippmann can play either left guard or right guard. I mean, he's played both. And then Josh Myers, if you're really looking at one starter and probably 2 to 3 backups, I mean, there's still so many guards out on the open market. I mean, like you mentioned, Max, and I appreciate the super chat, by the way. Means a lot, dude. Samalo at Pittsburgh, I would say he's the best guard on the market. You have David Andrews from the Buffalo Bills. You have Joel Bitonio. You have Kevin Zeitler. Cade Mays has played some guard. That could be interesting because Cade Mays kind of feels like he's like a better version of Josh Myers, right? He's a center, but he's not going to be super expensive. Kind of at the same point in his career. I'm interested in Cade Mays, right? Because you can line him up at guard, but I don't know. Maybe their hope is that Vega falls to him at 16 or Spencer Fano falls to him at 16 or something like that. NYJ, dude, I appreciate it, man. CJ Mosley molded Sherwood. Demario can polish him. I like that. I think that's a good point. I think that's a really good point, man. But you know what's really cool to kind of piggyback off your point? Demario can polish everybody in the Jets defensive locker room. He's going to come in and set a standard, man. Like this was my number one thing, my hope for this Jets free agency class. Cause to be honest, I'm kind of looking at the free agency or I should say maybe the off season as one big one from 2026 to 2027, just because of the amount of cap space in draft picks. By the way, let me just put this up on the screen for Davis. There we go. So I wasn't super concerned with, us trying to sign like 8 starters here or anything crazy like that in free agency. I was really hoping for one big fish, and we got that early with Minka Fitzpatrick, 1 to 2 big fish, and then a bunch of veteran glue guys, we talked about Demario Davis before. We talked about him in the free agency target video, but that's why like a lot of people were linking Amik Robertson and Alex Anzalone. I think Marshawn Lattimore could be one of those pieces, right? Come in as that depth corner, but man, has played a high level before. I mean, I feel like he kind of gets a bad rap for his time in Washington. People say he's just completely done, but when I watched him most recently, I mean, he could still flip his hips super quick. Like he still has those just oily hips to get out, to flip to his left and break outside, run up the boundary with wide receiver. I think really where Lattimore has shown his age is like curl routes, right? Guys that are sent on goes. Lattimore kicks it into his highest gear, and then the wide receiver buckles down. Lattimore can't really close. But I mean, as your first corner up off the bench, someone to help like tutor and mentor Azari Thomas, I would be all for Marshawn Lattimore. And again, veteran, knows Glenn. I think that makes a ton of sense. Or if they want to go big game, if they want to go after one of these other guys, like an Alante Taylor, Tariq Woolen is out there. Josh Jobe from Seattle, kind of in that second tier. Deshaun Wright from the Bears. Cordell Flott from the Giants. Jamel Dean, I think, is just a little unrealistic. But Jalen Watson signed with the Rams. I felt like could have helped this defense. But NYJ Lunatic, bro, I appreciate you, man. Omari, what's Brees Hall complaining about? It's a good day, man. What is Brees Hall complaining about now? What's going on? Quarterback stuff? Or does he just want a big deal or something? And he's talking about players signing contracts. But I appreciate you, Amari. God, what is Brees talking about? Hopefully he's joking around. I haven't seen what he said. Yeah, and so Laz, bro, Kingsley Enagbare to the Jets. This is who I was just about to talk about. Let me X out of that and pull up this. Boom. So the Jets also made another defensive signing. 1 year, I think it's 1 year 10 or 1 year 10.5 mil. Got to get the number right. But yeah, Enagbare is interesting, right? Because he was a super physical run stopper at edge back at South Carolina. And I remember when he was coming out, him just having immense power at the position. Now, I mean, take of the PFF grades what you will. I don't think we should take it as like the voice of God here or anything like that. Of course, we have to match it with the stats. We have to match it with the eye test. But $10.5 million for one season. I haven't seen the guarantee. I don't know if the guaranteed money got released yet. I'd have to double check on the guaranteed, but $10.5 million on a 1 year deal is a decent amount. Like that's not just a throwaway, like, yeah, here you go, whatever. No, for a team that has a lot of holes, a lot of issues, needs to fill a lot of depth pieces, needs to figure out the quarterback position. Sorry about that. I'm getting a call. It is a lot of money, double digits, 10.5 mil. Now, 3 sacks on the season. This is 31 solo tackles, but I personally like looking at combined tackles. But 24 total pressures on the season. It's clear that the New York Jets are trying to. Oh yeah, here's the. There's no little description of him back in college, but I remember back when he was at South Carolina, he was an super effective run stopper. But rotational player here. Obviously, he's going to get more of an opportunity with the Jets. I'm really curious to see. Because the Jets are going to be running a 3-4 defense, but what was super interesting about Aaron Glenn in his combine presser was he said that they're going to be running a lot of 4 down linemen as well. Now, obviously, in obvious passing situations and whatnot, nickel defense, you can run with 4 down, like all 32 teams do that. But specifically for the Jets, it's I'm wondering, right? Because if you want to be a multiple defense like that, 3-4, odd man fronts, even fronts, like you have to have a ton of players. Not only a ton of players that can fit in each style, right, for what you want to do, because you're putting a lot on the roster. It's not like Salah's defense where it's just kind of what it is, what you're going to be getting, and it's more so you're just swapping players in and out. If you're if you truly want to run a multiple defense, you need a lot of guys that can specialize in, individual, have tendencies, have different strengths and weaknesses. You can't just have a bunch of players that are good at one thing. Um, Again, like a Robert Saleh defense and just expect to have success. Like, again, odd man front, even man fronts, no matter, down and distance, you gotta have a ton of variety there. And so I'm interested to see, how I guess the ultimate key is the draft. What's the draft going to be looking like? Who's going to be that pick at spot number 2? I would guess it's going to be Arvar Reese, but with the 2 second-round picks as well, I don't know. I don't know. Demario's gonna be starting, Sherwood's gonna be starting unless he gets moved. Oh god, why is Rich Samini tweeting the eye emoji? Oh, okay, here it is with Brees Hall. So Brees, I guess, tweeted, "Damn, we sure got a lot of money in Florham Park, all these contracts dudes are signing." Okay, it is what it is. I'm not really too concerned with the Brees stuff, to be honest with you. But yeah, Enagbare, I'm excited to see what he can do with setting the edge and stopping the run. Rotational player for Green Bay. I'm expecting a bigger role here with the New York Jets. So Davis and Enagbare and Joseph Ossai plus Micah Fitzpatrick feels like old news, by the way. What the hell's going on? Our defense is being completely remade, and I love it. Austin, dude, I appreciate you. Yeah, Omari. Thanks a ton for the super chat. Obviously just read that out. I didn't see your comment here. So if you could take it back, definitely try to take that back. But dude, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Caleb Downs at pick 2. I'm totally fine letting Malachi Moore roll out there for a season to start with Minka. Did I see Isaiah? Yeah, I did. What was it? A 3-year 40 million or 4-year? It was, I think it was a 3-year $40 million deal. Should have traded Brees, Braylon RB1. The thing is with Braylon, man, is he's got to get healthy. It's tough to say, okay, you're going to be our bell cow RB1, like we're going to really feed you the rock if you're coming off a season-ending injury. But I love Braylon's upside, man, and supposedly, well, I guess I don't really know how much we can say it now, but last year's offensive coaching staff loved Braylon Allen. Aaron Glenn loved Braylon Allen too, but with these guys coming in, Frank Reich, Seth Ryan, I don't know what the plan is for Braylon, but man, is he a hard runner? I'm expecting him to have a role. Troll, what's up? Whoever doesn't understand the Davis signing, we're still signing a young Reeser Styles. Davis is a monster no matter the age. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like when it comes to the Jets, at the end of the day, we're coming off a season with 3 wins, and the head coach is on a hot seat. Unless we're going to be going out and overpay, like for context here, Carolina just gave Jalen Phillips $120 million. The Panthers are a playoff team. Milton Williams last season got $100 million. Like these big money deals are humongous. And like, it's not just, okay, bring this guy in. Yeah, we're better. Cool. Yeah, that happens. But this is something that's going to affect the cap for a long time. Like there's a ton of guaranteed money involved with that. So if you're a playoff team in the Panthers and you're signing a guy like Phillips, like, man, awesome pickup, right? Awesome addition to the team for sure. But you just spent $120 million. If that's what it takes to go land Phillips, to pry him away from Philly, what would it take the Jets to go out and land a guy like that? So instead of, like, if you're Jared Mushi, you're not just going to sit there on the, with that contract offer out and then, keep other names paused, like, oh, we'll get back to you because you have this contract offer wrapped up with Phillips, right? As he's taking time to make his decision. So at the end of the day, we, New York, in my personal opinion, can't afford to sit around and wait for the big top end guys, like, the guys like Alec Pierce. I know he just signed, but even someone like Wan'Dale Robinson or John Franklin Myers, these guys that are going to be commanding like a sizable deal, or maybe they're like the top player at the position right now in the open market, I mean, there's a chance that you can sit around for the entire day waiting for that player to make up his mind, and then he just chooses someone else. And you've lost 5 or 6 other targets in the process because you've had so much money tied into this, offer that you had to have, basically just kept free to try to pursue that player. So for us to just go out and land Demario Davis, who's an instant upgrade, knows the Jets, knows Glenn, off the field helps, on the field helps. To me, I don't really. I think honestly, maybe Alex Anzalone at this point's maybe a little bit of a more complete player, and you obviously have a longer shelf life with Anzalone. But but let's talk Jets. Tyson, what's up, dude? Yo, I could send you the link real quick if you want to hop in. No, Nick Folk's going to the Falcons. Nick Folk is going to the freaking Falcons, man. Damn, dude. How do we let Nick I mean, I guess how much we have to see how much he signed for, but dude, no excuse to not bring Nick Folk back. I heard something about well, Jason, bro, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I heard something about Tylan Wallace. Did we sign him last night? I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Wallace here. I could do a quick check. Hmm. Gosh, how could we lose Nick Folk, man? Let me just quickly pull up the list of free agent kickers. And let me also send this link over to Tyson. He can hop in if he wants. Let me see. Free agent kicker. I guess the list isn't as bad as I thought. Let me see here. Dude, I can't believe he's going to be playing for a new team. I felt like that was a shoo-in that he was going to be back. All right, I just shot the link over to Tyson, man. Let's see. Okay, so free agent kickers. Let's actually just get this up on the screen. Dude, how could we have Okay, yeah, don't mind all these ads. They just keep on popping up. Okay, so Daniel Carlson, Jason Sanders, Nick Folk again just signed. Joey Sly, Matt Prater, no. Zane Gonzalez, Riley Patterson. Is Daniel Carlson what's up with Carlson? Titans are signing Mitch Trubisky. I am curious, man, of all these Brian Thomas Jr. talks, but what's going on with Daniel Carlson? Is he still playing? Why do I feel like he like Daniel Carlson? Let me just do a quick search here. Hold on one second. That would be a nice find, but I don't know why. I'm blanking on with Carlson. Like, I feel like did he retire? Is he just randomly out there? I mean, I guess that would be my number one choice at this point, but God, I don't like letting Nick Folk go. Very and by the way, yeah, Anzalone to the Bucks. Yeah, second round. Yeah, dude, I was thinking about this last night. I had like a quick split second thing. I was thinking, I'm like, if Nick Folk signs, could we maybe get him? But then it was the second round tender. I'm like, no. Um, Poison, what's happening, dude? Thanks so much. I was in meetings all day. JC, quick 1 minute recap. Yeah, so latest, we just lost Nick Folk to the Atlanta Falcons, but we traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, extended him to a 3-year deal, signed Joseph Ossai at edge rusher / 3-4 outside linebacker. Demario Davis at linebacker, 2 years. Ossai got, what was it, 3 years, 37.5 million, 22 million guaranteed. Demario Davis, 2 years, 22 million. Who else? Enagbare from the Green Bay Packers, 1 year, 10.5 million. So we're completely rebuilding the defense. And we are, I would say much, 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 much better right now than we were 24 hours ago. But I don't like losing Nick Folk, man. I really don't. Yeah, dude. Dude, Malik Will that news came out like as I was trying to set up for the stream, or I saw the news. It was like 3 years, 67 mil. Mm, I was thinking Malik Willis is going for I thought Malik Willis was going to be going to the Cardinals. That felt like it was just pushed by so many people. By the way, if anybody has it in the chat, do you know how much Nick Folk got paid? If it's under 3 million, man, I'm going to surprisingly, man, Nick Folk is coming off the best season of his career, which is crazy. But anything under $3 million, no excuse not to bring him back. Blue Jay, dude, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you, dude. I saw your comment before on the Mika Fitzpatrick video. Pistol Pete, what's happening? Sorry if you already covered this, or sorry if you covered this already. Do you think it would even take 16 to get BT? No way. No way. I am not trading any pick in the top 44 for Brian Thomas Jr. I'm trading a day 3 pick for him. If the Jags don't want to do it, okay, fine. Because at the end of the day, this draft class is deep at wide receiver. I am not moving on from 16 for Brian Thomas, right? 2 years left on the, or I guess it would be 3 years left on the rookie deal. Sorry. Yeah, I'm still trying to. I saw Rich Samini had a update with Folk, but I haven't found anything with the contract yet. But no, I'm not trading 16 for Brian Thomas because there's a chance that Jordan Tyson falls because of the medicals. There's a chance that Mekhi Lemon could be on the board. I don't think Carnell Tate is going to be getting outside the top 10, especially with Kansas City making their move with Kenneth Walker. I think Kansas City is going to be focusing on defense or hoping for Carnell. Or I guess maybe even Mekhi Lemon makes sense there. Jordan Tyson, I guess, too. But then you have like another crop of wide receivers, right? Casey Concepcion, I really, really like. I mean, man, is he explosive? Can rip the seam up, rip defenses up through the middle of the field, flying up the seam, yards after catch. He just looks like an absolute, just like everything that he brings to the table is going to translate to the NFL. It's so effortless with KC. You got Omar Cooper from Indiana. I know there's a lot of people that are really high on Denzel Boston. Chris Brazzell. I love Chris Brazzell from Tennessee, man. He's one of my favorites. He's just such he has a really nice combination of size and smoothness, I guess, for lack of a better term. Like he just glides, looks like an ice skater on the field, just moves so effortlessly. And you listen to guys like Colton Hood and Jermon McCoy talk about Brazzell, two of the best in this entire draft class. Folk 9 million. That better be over a 2-year thing. I mean, 2.8 for Folk, 4.5. Yeah, see, this thing with Folk is like, because I saw like a couple numbers pop up and they all kind of, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like that number. There's like an accurate Nick Folk number because I've seen a couple different numbers here. Yeah, dude, I love KC. What if you trade pick 16 for Brian Thomas Jr., 56, 88, and 100? Yeah, I would do it. I would do that at that point, but I don't see Jacksonville because Jacksonville's already down draft picks. They don't even have a first round pick because it's now owned by Cleveland, and Travis Hunter is going to be playing primarily cornerback. So they had Washington emerge on the scene this season. Um, I can't see Jacksonville completely gutting their draft with 56, 88, and 100. Then they lose Brian Thomas on top of it. Because I mean, really, what are you going to be getting at 16 to kind of move the needle that much? You know, BTJ had bad chemistry with Trevor. He had his best season with Mac Jones. Yeah, that's the thing with Brian Thomas because I've seen like a lot of people. Tyler Algier going to Arizona Cardinals, 2 years, 12 mil. Algier's been kind of more one of those like more underrated backs in the side. I'm excited to see Rico Dowdle. He's someone who I think could be a nice boost for a team that picks him up, especially if they want to pick him up and add him as like their third running back. Or sorry, not third running back, third down running back. But yeah, so Brian Thomas had a major dip in touchdowns. What was it? It was 10 touchdowns to 2 touchdowns. His receiving yards dropped massively. His catches dropped massively. There was a drop problem. I know some people were talking about him having like an attitude problem earlier on. Um, so you're kind of betting on Brian Thomas to reclaim some of that rookie year magic, but you can point to the coaching change, right? With Liam Cohen coming in, maybe it wasn't the best fit, but I mean, he's like a boundary outside wide receiver. You would think that that player should be, with his size and speed, and also his ability that he showed in year one, he should be able to translate to any system. But I do feel like Brian Thomas makes a ton of sense, man. I'm pissed that Pittman got traded for the Steelers for nothing. Austin, dude, thank you, JC. Unfortunately, are my yeah, unfortunately, our favorite time of the year has come. Honestly, love all the moves. I hope we start getting active on offense. Pray for Brissett, Alontae Taylor, and that big Steelers guard. Yeah, dude, if we can land Samalo from Pittsburgh, that would be a huge win. He's, in my opinion, the best guard out in the open market. Him or David Andrews, but I think I would rather take Samalo. Oh shoot. But Austin, dude, I appreciate the $10, man. Thanks so much. Jacoby Lane, that's a good one. Yeah, from USC, big body guy. His stock is on the rise. We have a massive deal. Is it? Oh my lord, Tyler Linderbaum, Raiders, 3 years, $81 million. What is that per season? Let me just see. Let me see. $27 million on average for Tyler Linderbaum per season. I mean, what does the average center make? 15 mil per season. Tyler Linderbaum is getting paid a ton. But you know what? If you're like, this is the thing, right? Yeah, Raiders got to to get their guy, get Mendoza some help for sure. But if you're the Raiders, again, you're the worst team in football. You kind of have to overpay. If you have the same offer on the table as the Ravens or another team out there, what's the pull? What's the draw to going to this bad team? You got to make it up in one way or another, right? So unless he's like, has ties to the area, he was a fan of the team, he grew up there, something like that, there's got to be, something that pushes this quote unquote bad team over the edge, like the Raiders. Wow, dude, $60 million guaranteed. I guess from this standpoint, I understand why Linderbaum said no to that historic quote unquote contract from the Baltimore Ravens. I missed the Demario Davis contract. What is the contract? Yeah, Peter. So it's a 2-year, $22 million deal. And I was surprised with that second year because of his age, obviously, but that's probably something that they had to do to get the job done. Glad he's not a Giant. Yeah, that would have been that would have been kind of disappointing as a Jets fan. But see, the thing is with the Giants, I don't know where they're getting all this cap from, because I keep on seeing them linked to all these different names. Like they're trying to bring I guess they were trying to bring Linderbaum into the fold. Wandale Robinson, they were still in the mix with. Couple other guys. I'm just kind of sitting back thinking, like, man, the Giants aren't really in the best, cap spot. Unless they maybe trade some guys like Kayvon Thibodeau and whatnot. Um, Jets are co- Jets are copying Seattle's playbook of defense first and West Coast power run approach. Well, I think right off the bat, our offense needs less. The thing is, with offense, we need the most important positions, right? We need quarterback and we need a wide receiver too, or a second option in the passing game. Now, 16 could be. I really feel unless we make some crazy move, right? Brian Thomas, Juwan Jennings, somebody like that. Um, Wandale Robinson, maybe. I feel like 16 has got to be a wide receiver. Not trying to lock myself into, one position in March, but kind of just feels like it's again, if we miss out on Romeo Dobbs is still out there. Jalen Naylor from the Vikings is someone who I like. Calvin Austin from the Steelers. But the one that just feels like the guy that got away was Michael Pittman. I mean, he signs I would argue a friendly, like a fair, friendly deal with the Steelers. Or sorry, extension with the Steelers. So yeah, we'll see. But overall, man, our defense they're loading up. They're loading up here. Yeah, Les, the defensive ads are nice, but where's offense? I mean, to be fair, we are only a couple hours in, right? And off this list so far, because these are all my free agent targets right here, I could cross a couple of them off. Hold on. Let's see. You know what? I guess we're probably out of the linebacker market, I would say. The Caden Ellis's, the Leo Chenals, Devin Lloyd, Devin Bush. I think we're probably out of that market now with Demario and Sherwood, unless Sherwood gets moved. But even if Sherwood does get moved, you kind of think that the Jets would rather just pivot and target maybe someone in the second round because this is a linebacker deep class. Jacob Rodriguez, CJ Allen, a couple other guys. Styles obviously up at the top, but yeah, I'm really circling guard, and I kind of want to just get that security veteran quarterback option right now, but um, with Malik Willis signing with the Dolphins, how realistic is it that the Cardinals just hang on to Brissett because they're looking at the situation like, why would we be in a position and move on from Kyler, move on from Brissett? Our number one option, Malik Willis, is gone. And then we're just going to trade Brissett and have like zero quarterbacks on the roster for the next couple of days, unless they sign Jimmy G. But Brissett, the whole Brissett thing kind of feels like that's going to have to wait. But you can argue, okay, well, if Malik Willis is now in Miami, by the way, dude, 3 years, $67 million. That's a lot. I was talking to my buddy last night about Malik Willis, and he's just like, who knows? Who knows? I think Willis is good, but it's just a lot of money for an unproven guy. Um, but if Willis is now in Miami, where does Geno end up if Kyler goes to Minnesota? I don't really know if Cleveland is in the quarterback market for veterans. Pittsburgh. I mean, you have the whole thing with Rodgers talking about, he needs to go through his process. He needs to go through his offseason process and everything. So who knows what's going to happen there. Austin, dude, I appreciate it, man. Thank you a ton. Forgot to say I'm so stoked about having Davis back. I still have his old jersey and I appreciate it. Dude, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, Demario Davis. I can't believe he's back. But again, despite his age, like it feels like that's the major pushback. It's 37 years old, but the criticism is not with Davis on the field. The criticism is not with his connection to Glenn. It's not about his system fit. It's not about durability. It's not about money. It's not about leadership. It's not about off the field problems. It's not about character. Demario Davis is checking all of those boxes. The problem is 37 years old, but my, I guess, counter argument would be, okay, well, yes, 37 is not ideal, but we can't go back in time. It is what it is. Anzalone's now with the Bucks. We have to make a move somewhere, somehow. If Demario Davis is 30, whether Demario Davis is 37 years old, 40 years old, 20 years old, and he's giving you that type of production with all these off-field benefits, who are the Jets to say, you know what, we're going to pass? Not to overhype him here or anything like that, but if you're not going to go with Demario, you're probably going to have to go big money for Devin Lloyd, big money for Leo Chenal, even though he's more of like an outside. Like I don't necessarily know how the Leo Chenal thing is interesting. Like I could see Chenal going to Denver. I could see Chenal going to Buffalo to reunite with his old college coach and Jim Leonard. Devin Bush is interesting, right? Someone who's played in a 3-4 and in a 4-3, right? Former, I think, actual top 10 pick made by the Steelers years ago. Caden Ellis, a little underrated, but Demario, I think really what the Jets are paying for here, yes, of course, on-field upgrade, but the dividends that it's going to pay for off the field, changing the culture. We talked about this in the Minka Fitzpatrick stream, right? There's Harrison Phillips used the word cancerous when describing the team that he currently plays for. Cancerous. That's a big, like, if you hear a head coach say that, if you hear a player say that, like, this locker room is, cancerous, or that player's a cancer, this player's a cancer, that is a big, big, big thing to say. You don't say that about the team that you're currently playing for unless there are real problems within the locker room. And keep in mind, Harrison Phillips is completely bought in with Aaron Glenn. He seems like he loves Glenn. He's bought into the staff. And when he made those comments, it really felt directed towards the overall culture and the thing that Glenn is trying to get rid of. Because we all know you cannot build a culture in 1 year, right? It's not an overnight fix, especially a team in the Jets who's been losing for a long, long time. But the whole, woe is me, poor us, point the finger, not my fault, it's his fault, should have had a better game plan, should have called a better game, should have caught that pass, should have been on the red line, like whatever, there's got to be some level of professionalism, some level of a standard. And Demario Davis is that to a T. And I guess the cherry on top is that he knows the team. He knows Woody Johnson. He knows the Jets organization and their fans. So he knows what he's signing up for here. And, I'm not going to sit here and really push back on it because, again, yeah, age is not ideal. I guess you can argue he could fall off at any point in time, but if we gave him $40-30 million, be a little wary. But the contract's short, it's cheap. He's better than Quincy Williams in this, for what I'm projecting as far as the culture and everything like that. And Quincy Williams is not even going to be here, so we have a massive hole at the position. And now what this also does is it eliminate. Well, I don't want to say it completely eliminates a need heading into the draft, but you don't have to reach on a linebacker where you're circling the position saying, we have to pass up on these couple players that I love and go after this player that we like. So, yeah, I really don't mind the Demario Davis signing. Tyson, dude, what's going on?
What's going on, man? This is awesome.
Jets making moves. Bro, your mic sounds good.
Does it not usually sound good? It usually sounds bad.
No, I had the Minka Fitzpatrick stream on playback, and I'm like, dude, my mic just sounds so weird compared to videos.
What's cool is like we usually the first day of free agency, we always sit around like we're waiting, nothing's going on. It's like, dude, it's been rapid fire here. It's like I couldn't even keep up for like 20 minutes there.
Yeah, dude. So what do you make of some of these signings?
I like a lot of them, to be honest with you. You're seeing, high energy guys, competitors, leaders. You're changing your culture with these moves. Young guys, potential kid.
Breaking news: Wan'Dale Robinson, Tennessee Titans.
No surprise there at all.
No surprise. Wonder what that number is.
I got to be honest with you, though. I'm a little bit surprised that Nick Folk is gone.
More news. Travis Etienne, New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
Did you already know? Am I late to the party? Did you already know about these? Yeah, no, dude. I mean, with Nick Folk, yeah, before we get to Folk, let's focus on the positives. Let's focus on the additions, right? Joseph Asai, Demario
Mhm.
Davis, Minka
Minka.
Fitzpatrick, right? Earlier
Yep.
this morning. That was awesome. I know we were texting a little bit about it.
Yep.
What was kind of your first reaction to Fitzpatrick? And we also, of course, brought in Enagbare
Well,
from
first of all, you called Fitzpatrick a month ago. You talked about getting Minka in here. You wanted him really badly. You look at what he brings to the table. Look at the compensation. I mean, it's a smart move, man. He's versatile. He's a leader. He's only 29 years old. I have no problem with the compensation. I have no problem with the contract. And it's like you look at the safety position has been a hole for the Jets, man. It's like we've been talking about this for 2 years. The Tony Adams, Cisco didn't work out. Now you're getting like a stabilizing force, a coach on the field, an intense player, a guy's all about accountability, a leader. That's big, man, because you got a lot of impressionable players. Malachi Moore, AZ Thomas, they need that guy to gravitate to, and he'll be it, man. I think, and you can use him a variety of ways too. He's not like you could do a lot of different things with him if Aaron Glenn's creative.
totally. I mean, to me, like in all. So let me ask you this: thoughts on the compensation and the contract extension?
Neither one of them bother me, to be honest with you. The compensation's a steal. I'm like, you're looking at that, like, you want to pay a certain guy like 7th-round pick. Who cares, dude? Like, I don't even care about that. And the Jets have money. You pay a Jets tax. Don't care about that. It's like, look at what you're bringing to the table. And he's a quality player, man. You can't be mad about it. Like, that's when Muji, like, you look at it like, that's cool. Like, I'm happy about it. Like, it's like Muji in terms of trades has been crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
Totally, man. Totally. And what's crazy is like when I hopped off the stream, like I saw a lot of negative feedback online from like Minka Fitzpatrick's only, he's coming off a season with only one pick. He's 29 years old. I'm like, dude, Fitzpatrick is one of the better safeties in the league. I'm not calling him Kyle Hamilton. I'm not calling him,
Nope.
even. I mean, I guess Caleb Downs is too bit of a stretch, right? He's not even in the pros yet, but I mean, is he top 5? Probably not, but dude, top 15. I still feel like easily top 15. Free safety, strong safety, flexibility. He can play in the slot as that nickel. I mean, knows the coaching staff, holds people accountable. Dude, 20, like we can't be like beggars can't be choosers. If Minka Fitzpatrick was out on the open market, he would be my number one safety that I would choose.
Yeah. I mean, and you're talking about you want to get strong up the middle. You want to add leadership. You want to add professional guys to the locker room, guys that don't like losing. Like he has a level of commitment, man, that he wants his teammates to match with, which may rub some the wrong way. The Jets need this in the locker room, man. Like you need adults in the room. We keep saying it, man. He fits that role. And it's like the safety position has been a hole for the Jets. Now it's going to be an asset, which is a lot for Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. And so we move on. Demario Davis, 37 years old. I mean, again, the whole age thing, it is what it is. But if you look at, in my opinion, every other aspect, on-field production, how he fits with us, him playing for the Jets before, him knowing Aaron Glenn, everything that he provides off the field, contract, durability.
He is the ultimate leader, the ultimate competitor, the ultimate locker room guy. I mean, this is his 3rd time here. I didn't want him to lead the last 2 times. I wanted him to stay.
Yep.
And like we've been like, to be honest, he's been very good to our show. Like we've interviewed him a bunch of times, went to his charity events, did all this stuff. But dude, he's the ultimate competitor. He's gonna be good against the run, probably take him out in passing situations. The money's interesting though. He's making more money than Anzalone's making. Anzalone, 2 years, 17 million. Demario's getting 22. But it's like, I think this is where when the state of the Jets right now, they're desperate to get leadership. They got to change their culture. Now he's a spokesperson for Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn says, hey, man, give us this message to the team. Here's our new work ethic. Here's this, that. Demario can do all that. It's just he's old, man. Like you can't expect a lot out of him in passing situations and everything else.
Yeah, one thing that I was kind of thinking about too is, if you want to roll Demario out there, he signed the 2-year deal. And so it kind of makes me think, yes, of course, he's going to provide so much off the field. But if this year they want to go, maybe they're eyeing someone, again, like a Jacob Rodriguez that they could target in round 2. There's a lot, Anthony Hill from Texas. Like there's a lot of intriguing linebacker prospects in this class. I wonder yeah, you gotta go pick number 2, though. Can't get him if you're not going at 2. oh man, like it makes me think like could Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, could there be like maybe more than meets the eye here? And they want to get one of these young, high upside linebackers and just stash them right underneath Demario and say, you teach him everything you know. And rookie, you be a sponge. You learn everything that Demario has to offer, right? Just have Demario be a sounding board, teach him everything. And then maybe by next season or even 2028, now all of a sudden this young rookie linebacker who's going to be pretty good anyway is great because of all these tips and tricks and things that he learned from Demario. I mean, is that crazy to assume?
No, but that's what you want. This is how you normally build your team. You have your veterans teach your young guys, the young guys take over. So I'm curious to see how the contract's put together in terms of next year. But Demario, dude, he is such a phenomenal leader and player, man, and locker room guy that will transition to do such an impact on this locker room and his team. He really is. I'm not overstating it. People are like, oh, his age. I understand why the Jets did it. The money's a little bit questionable, but this is where you're at right now. This is your Jets tax. So that's the price you pay. And then if you go out and get just say it's Sonny Styles or whoever you talked about, you're learning from one of the best competitors in football, dude. Like how's that a bad thing? And then Aaron Glenn has that sounding board, that resource to kind of, implement things. It's and same thing with Fitzpatrick. They're both going to have the same role in terms of like leadership.
Yeah, I keep looking down because I keep on getting
it's wild right now.
These breaking news notifications. Here's a report. Mike Evans. Supposedly multiple teams have offered Mike Evans north of $27 million per season. That is a ton. Absolutely. It's crazy. Hyperhawks, thanks a ton, man. New to being a Jets fan and loving what I see. In the next few years, who do you want the franchise quarterback to be? So I think right now, man, I guess in the short term, I'm completely fine rolling out. It's not going to be popular to say, but I'm completely fine rolling out a Geno for $1 million, dude. Or, if the Jets coaching staff is looking at, I don't know, Tua. I mean, Kyler and Kirk kind of feel like they're maybe not likely to go to the Jets at this point, but say it's Geno because Malik Willis is now in Miami, dude. I didn't think that was actually going to happen. I thought he was going to go to the Vikings or Cardinals. Sorry.
Yep, me too.
So if Geno comes back and it only costs you $1 million and you're getting a guaranteed upgrade compared to what we had last season. And he's a bridge for $1 million. Malik Willis, if you compare the totality of the contracts, would be getting paid 67 times the amount that Geno Smith is getting paid. So, and if Geno's horrible and our quarterback 2 is horrible, whether, Carson Wentz, Andy Dalton, whoever, and that rookie quarterback that we might take on day 3 is horrible, well, chances are we're going to have a top pick in the following class in 2027 in the stacked quarterback class. I could probably rattle off a ton of names right now. But yeah, I think our franchise quarterback is probably in that class, but I don't want to, write the book. I don't want to write Geno Smith off. If he comes to the Jets and just say, oh yeah, he's like a low tier bridge option when the season prior he was traded for a 3rd round pick and got 80 something mil. Yeah. 1 year can make a big difference. 2 years ago, were we talking about Malik Willis getting 60 plus million, Daniel Jones offering or asking for $50 million a season, Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl? Stuff like this is like think about, this, and even the opposite direction too. Like think about how high people were on JJ McCarthy before the draft, top 5 pick. It's the stocks of these guys go up and down like crazy. I mean, I'll continue to pound on the table. The Jets have an above average offensive line. Brees is back, right? Garrett is here. Frank Reich, an established offensive coach, is here. I don't really get the whole we're tanking thing.
No, and the other thing too is I think the next shoe to fall is what do the Cardinals do? Like, do they go out and get Garoppolo or they say Brissett's our guy? That's the guy that I'm like the whole Geno thing. I completely understand. And I can actually embrace Geno just for what he is and what he can do. Not saying he's great, but hold the fort bridge guy. But my eye's still on Brissett because Trubisky's gone now. Malik Willis is gone. The rumors are that Cousins and Carr don't want to come here or whatever else. So your options are limited. I'm not about Wentz being quarterback 1. No, thank you there. So I'm kind of keeping my eyes on the Cardinals right now.
Totally. I mean, yeah, they've been linked to Jimmy G. I feel like that could get done. But dude, more breaking news. the Saints are dropping a ton of cash. So they spent $52 million on Travis Etienne.
Yep.
And they just signed David Edwards.
No way.
Arguably the top guard in free agency.
The salary cap's a farce, man. It's such a farce. The salary cap is such a joke in the NFL. It really is. Everybody's like, oh, these teams can't afford so-and-so. There is so much creative accounting in the NFL. It's just you. Did you see the Wan'Dale Robinson money? That's absurd. No. 4 years, 78 million.
4 years, 78. Let me do a quick calculation. 78.
That's wild, man.
That's not even that much. That's under 20 mil per season. I would have done. I don't know if I would have done that. 19 and a half. The thing that's tough with Wan'Dale is he's limited to the slot.
Yep.
Because of his, like, he's not this guy that you can get super creative and versatile with. Like, nah, he's just going to be the slot wide receiver. I think it's a good move for Tennessee, but for the Jets, I don't really know if Garrett can play the slot. But Hyper, dude, I appreciate it, man, and welcome to the green and white. Hopefully better times are ahead. Ryan, what's happening? I appreciate the super chat. What was your favorite Jets free agency since being a fan, even if it didn't work out, which it probably didn't? I would probably say what was it? Mike McCagnon's first year where we went out and we got Brandon Marshall for was it a 5th round pick from the Bears? I remember I was at work and that news broke. I'm like, I literally had to walk outside. I was like freaking out in the parking lot. People thought I was like a psychopath, but I'm like, bro, Brandon Marshall. I'd probably say it was that one. That was the one that I got the most excited about.
That's a good question, man. Because I got excited about CJ Mosley. I was actually excited about Le'Veon Bell, which is stupid me.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of guys over the years. I was like, oh, this is really great. And then it's like it blows up in your face. That's a really good question. That's something you got to really think about. That's a good one.
Let me ask you, who's your favorite free agency signing that the Jets made?
Ever?
Yeah. All right. Last 15 years.
Oh, man. Well, Curtis Martin wasn't a signing. That was a trade. I got to think about this one.
Well, there were a lot of trades. Cromartie, Braylon Edwards, Antonio Holmes. There's a lot of trades throughout the years, but was LT a free agent or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
Yep, that's a fun one. Why was a trade? It just shows you how many bad players the Jets have had over the years, man. Damn.
Dude, I think it was the same offseason where we re-signed Revis and Cromartie with McCagnon. What year was that? 2015, I think, right?
Yep. Thomas Jones, too. Thomas Jones is one I liked a lot.
Yeah, yup. Did you get the Nick Folk contract? I've been trying to figure it out.
2 years. I didn't see the number. I see Breece Hall is doing his thing again, huh?
Yeah, he was tweeting something about contracts.
It just never ends with him, man. My goodness. David Edwards, $15 million per year. Wow.
When I saw that Folk signed, I looked down at my phone and there was a number there. I'm like, okay.
All right.
And I saw a different number in the chat. Then I looked down at my phone, I saw a different number. So I had 3 numbers. And then when I was scrolling through, there were 3 different numbers in the chat. So I'm like one was 9 mil, one was 4.5, one was 2.8. I don't know how much Folk got, but dude, that's been the biggest, I would say, flop so far.
Now you ready for a crazy contract with breaking news? We talked about this guy, Jalen Naylor, right?
Jets?
Nope. Raiders, 3 years, $35 million, $23 million guaranteed. That's wild, dude. This market is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so he was a wide receiver 3 in Minnesota. I wonder, do the Raiders go after Shaheed now? Because he was linked heavily to Seattle.
Yep, this market's crazy.
Or sorry, not Seattle, Vegas. I'm thinking Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So let me list off a couple names here, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let me cross off Naylor. Let me cross off Robinson.
Yeah,
so Romeo Dobbs is still out there?
Mm-hmm.
Juwan Jennings is still out there.
Yep.
Dude, the team that I keep seeing pop up for Juwan Jennings is Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, John Simpson gone. That's another hole. Linderbaum gone. David Edwards now gone. Calvin Austin's still out there.
He is, yeah.
Where do you stand with the corner room?
Man, I don't know. That's a good question. I wasn't really focused on corners all that much. I was worried about safety, linebacker, and the Raiders are spreading like drunken sailors. Wide receiver. Corner wasn't the biggest priority for me, to be honest with you. But which corner are you looking at right now?
I mean, dude, like if news came out in 2 minutes that we signed Alontae Taylor for a big money deal, I'd be pumped. Yep. Or if we go out and we sign like Marshawn Lattimore, I know I was texting you about Lattimore before. Wait, did the Jets just make a move?
Did they?
I think they just brought in Tony Mata from Atlanta. Did they?
Man, yeah, they did. 1 year, $10.5 million, 9.65 guaranteed. Defensive tackle from the Falcons.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's a veteran D tackle.
Yep.
Which makes me think, because dude, that's a pretty what was the contract that you read?
It's 1 year, $10.5 million with 9.65 guaranteed.
And it's 1 year?
Yeah. Are they getting rid of That's a lot of money, dude. Are they getting rid of somebody?
I wonder, because I mean, he's been a solid player for Atlanta, not anything, super special or any, he's not a top 5 or top 10 player, but I hope we don't cut Harrison Phillips.
That's what I'm thinking. Like now you almost have a surplus there. It's like the money doesn't make sense then. If you look, because you have Harrison Phillips, you got Briggs, you got Sweat. Like the money's in, like the money kind of says we value a lot more than what we have here. Phillips is right. Something doesn't make sense there.
Yeah, something, because 10.5 for a guy like that, when we already have Tavondre Sweat and Harrison Phillips.
Yep.
I mean, one thing that we were talking about before was how Aaron Glenn wants to be running like basically a multiple defense where there's a ton of odd man fronts and even man fronts, and you got to have like a ton of bodies that you can throw.
Yeah, but at that price?
That's the thing. At that price, it's kind of, I mean, ultimately the Jets got a really good player, and it looks like he was with Aaron Glenn back in New Orleans. Played in a 3-4, played in a 4-3. But I'm curious, and it does look like he's coming off the best season of his career with 62 tackles. But I'm curious because I knew he was in his 30s. I didn't realize he was 33. But he's 6'4", 310. This is like an interior, I don't know, dude. Does Harrison Phillips get cut? I hope not. Or are they maybe viewing Harrison Phillips as maybe like a D end in the 3-4 to like where you're going Sweat and you're putting Sweat on, like his rotating player is Onyemata, and then you have Briggs on one side and Harrison Phillips on the other side.
It'd be interesting. I mean, it's not like Harrison Phillips is expensive. It's just I actually like Harrison Phillips. I like what he brings to the table. Like I'm kind of wondering if Harrison Phillips being so outspoken in the offseason is maybe ruffle the Jets' feathers a little bit. Like, you know what? This is not, he talked a lot this off, but like a lot, he was kind of more like, cancer the locker room, all those little quotes he made in the offseason. I wonder if that may annoy the Jets at all and kind of made him like expendable. I don't know. It's interesting though, because it's a lot of money for this guy, and it's
Yeah, and JD Surf City, what's cool about Phillips is he could play in a 4-3 and a 3-4, because before Minnesota, he was playing in the McDermott defense, lining up as a defensive tackle. But really where I view Harrison at his best is stopping the run and not really so much as a pass rushing penetrator, like a disruptor. So, yeah, man, it's interesting because between Phillips is at $7 million, Onyemata is at 10.5. That's 17 between those two players alone. Now, I guess you can maybe argue, okay, well, Sweat's only getting paid $2 million.
Yeah.
So,
what's Briggs' deal? How much is Briggs making?
He's a ERFA, so he's only, I believe, at $1 million.
Okay. Well, you wanted to stock up the defensive line. You didn't want to see McGregor play anymore and bringing back Clemens, all these guys. You've spent a lot of money on defense when they had a lot of holes on defense.
Yeah, Nicholas Phillips is a solid player. He doesn't get sacks, but he messes up the middle and stops the run well. Yeah, which is kind of why I figured, okay, playing 0-1 somewhere in that range. But Tavondre Sweat, I view him as a starter.
Yeah, me too.
But
it's good.
Yeah, no, but with Onyemata, he's been a steady starter these past couple seasons for Atlanta. I mean, his size, 6'4", 310 pounds. I wonder, you know what? Let me just to kind of help change up the visuals here. Let me just pull up his stats.
It's got me thinking now, man. You got me thinking a lot about this.
Yeah, again, good player, but it makes me wonder. I wonder, and ultimately, we have the cap space. I would rather see the Jets use the cap space as opposed to sit on their hands and do nothing and watch all these guys sign elsewhere, and us to say, oh, all these teams overpaid, but in the process they all got better, and we're sitting here saying we didn't get better at all. I'd rather overpay and get better than not overpay and
100%. No, you need to add talent, man. That's the bottom line. Talent, playmakers, difference makers. They're doing that. So if they have too much, there's never too much talent because there's going to be injuries and everything else. You have rotations and everything. So it's just curious with the money with me. Just interesting to me.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how. I wonder, because I know Aaron Glenn, or I shouldn't say Aaron Glenn, but I know in the past, Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, they've done press conferences after the first wave of free agency. I wonder if they're going to meet the media, because I mean, we've added 4 players if you want to include Demario Davis in the box, but 3 players straight up on the 4, I guess, with Tavondre Sweat, 4 players on the D line alone. Yep. 2 edge, 2 interior, with Demario at linebacker, and then you have Minka in the back end. And then also, too, man, so far, no offensive free agent signed. And left guard is now a hole. So
do you think with what they've added so far on defense, on the defensive line, does this change your approach? I know it's early. It's day 1 of free agency. Does this change your approach in the draft?
No.
With pick number 2? Doesn't matter. You still go David Bailey, don't care, or Arvell Reese, and don't care?
Yeah, I would go with Reese. I think he's just the better player.
That hasn't changed your mind yet. Okay, just checking.
No, because I mean, you got to figure Ossai, McDonald, Enagbare, and the number 2 overall pick. That's probably going to be the edge room, because Ossai got 33 mil, and then Kingsley got, I believe, 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $43 million to 2 new additions.
Yeah.
And again, you got to factor in the second overall pick is going to be an edge rusher. I'm not foreseeing a trade at this point in time. And then you'd have Will McDonald. So that's 4 players. You're investing draft capital and money into that position. I think that's probably, my guess would be that would be it for edge. No Bradley Chubb, no, Odafe Owe, no Kwity Paye.
Nope.
Alquid Muhammad, no. Boye Mafe, no. Yeah, I mean, and I guess too, no John Franklin Myers.
No, nope. I always liked him too.
But by the way, John Franklin Myers is linked to Buffalo with Jim Leonard. Logan Hall is someone who I liked, but
what are your thoughts on the Michael Pittman trade? Because that was kind of we were texting about that, where it's you look at the compensation to swap a late round pick, oh, that's all right, but then you see the contract that he got too. What do you think about that? You think the Jets should have been in on that or no?
I do. I'd be lying if I said no. And Mike, I appreciate you, man. Good call out. Thank you a ton for that. But yeah, I wish we would have acquired Michael Pittman. But counter question, thoughts on Brian Thomas?
I mean, I like Brian Thomas. Do you think a change of scenery helps him not drop a ton of passes every year? What player do you think you're bringing here in terms of Brian Thomas?
Yeah, a high upside boundary wide receiver.
But you would feel and what would you give up to give him? What are you going to offer for him?
See, that's the thing. We were talking about it before. I think the first and the seconds are just untouchable in my opinion. I just don't want to move off of these. The only way I'm moving off of these picks is say like Darren Muji loves, I don't know, Reese or Bailey at 2, but then he's in love with Carnell Tate or one of these other players and says, okay, I want to go from 16 and we're going to give, a team 44, 16 to shoot back up to the top 10. And we're going to go out and land 2 top 10 players in the class.
Yeah.
But I'm not trading away a high second round pick for someone who maybe has some red flags, some issues.
Yeah.
I would trade the 4th rounder, but not the second for me personally.
That's where I'm at too. I'm the same thing. You're going for like the upside, the potential, maybe cleaning up his game and getting better. But the drop passes last year was bad. But I mean, his drops are definitely an issue. So it's.
Ooh, this is a good question for Mike here. Brian Thomas in a 3rd for 33. I would do that actually.
Thomas in a 3rd for 33. I would do that
because then we would still have a 2nd and a 3rd. We would still have that 2nd and add that 3rd rounder.
Yep. No, that's interesting. Like apparently Breece Hall is doing some work on social media today, huh? He's doing what he does best.
But is he still tweeting?
He's clapping back at fans now. Man, oh man, oh man. It never ends. This is what you worry about when you don't get a deal done with him. He hasn't signed his tag yet. Oh, this was the fear, man.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, franchise tag. He's going to be here unless you have a tag and trade, but I don't really see that at this point. Although ETN got 50 mil, Kenneth Walker got 45 from Kansas City. Like these running back contracts are going up.
Yep. And he knows that. He's sitting back watching all the contracts out there. He's looking at his franchise tag. It's what, 14 million. He's like, all right, this is now he knows what he wants going forward. Like when you're negotiating, he let the market play out and now he knows what he wants.
Yeah. Chris, what's going on, dude? What left guard is there left to sign? So I guess there's still a world that we can bring AVT back.
So wait, can I share something pretty quick?
Yeah.
So somebody tweeted Breece, you're getting the same amount of money as a Super Bowl MVP. He responds back. He's responding back to fans now. Better situation than me with less production, not including playoffs. He wants to be the highest paid running back, dude. He does. He's up there.
Well, the thing is, dude, like if you don't like this is my problem with the tag to begin with. If you don't view Breece Hall as a long-term building block, they should have just moved on at the trade deadline.
This is just, and it's like, everybody people want Breece to stay. You want to believe in him as a team player. He wants to be here long-term. The concern always been is he wanted to change his scenery. Starting last year, he wanted it. And now it's like delaying the inevitable, where I kind of felt like he was going to get traded at the trade deadline this year. Coming in 2026, I figured get a deal done with him, kind of appease him, let him play a little bit, and then you trade him in friggin' October or whatever it is. But he may be expediting this, but he's got to sign his tag though, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's another whole nother curveball. He actually has to sign the tag. But we'll see. We'll see.
It never ends.
What left guard is there to sign? AVT, I guess, is still in play. Yep. I think Cade Mays from Carolina is an interesting option because he can play center or
I thought he was
guard.
signed
He's kind of like Tittman. What?
He's already gone, isn't he?
Cade Mays?
Yeah, I thought so.
He was a free agent coming into the window. Maybe he signed during the stream. I don't know. Did he?
Yeah, I'm almost sure he did. Let's see here.
I'll cross him off.
Yeah, it's 3 years, $25 million.
With who? That's a good deal. That's a really good deal, man.
Yep.
That's a really good deal. Damn. Yep. I would have dude, he got $5 million less than John Simpson.
Yep.
And he could play guard or center.
They're calling him center in the things. Maybe he's playing center with the Lions, but it's a really good deal for him.
Yeah. So he started as a guard, but then he moved over to Carolina this past season as center. Oh shoot. Breaking news. Mike Evans to who? 49ers.
Oh, good.
Mike Evans to the 49ers. Damn, I wonder how much they're giving him.
That's interesting. The 49ers are in the market for, that just makes, younger options more available though. I'm curious to see the money on that.
Have they released Brandon Ayuk yet?
Not yet, but I think that's what I'm saying is the money you're giving him. You may have some options with the 49ers.
Man, I have a hard time picturing Mike Evans in a different uniform, but Chris, sorry I keep getting distracted here. We got Samalo from Pittsburgh, who I would say is the best guard on the market. He's an absolute beast. He's a veteran, former Eagle. I like Samalo a lot. Kevin Zeitler, Joel Bitonio, two older veteran guards that I feel like are just kind of sign, plug and play, boom, you know what you're going to be getting. Bitonio, obviously, right guard last season. Oh, another big deal, or another free agent. Who is it? Pittsburgh signing Jamel Dean, corner.
There you go.
He was on my list. Scratch Dean off. Scratch off. Let's see, Cade Mays.
3 years, $36.75 million. Woof. Jamel Dean got paid.
Kobe Bryant signed. Dude, a lot of these safeties are still here. Surprising. Like Brian Cook's still a free agent, right?
Yep.
Jaquan Brisker, Nick Cross,
they're all still out there. Yep.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be something that, like, once all the big name guys go, I mean, because Kobe Bryant signed for got 40 mil from Seattle. And we still have, so Watson and Dean signed at corner, but we still have Tariq Woolen and Alante Taylor out there.
Yep.
Cordell Flott, Nishan Wright, Josh Jobe, Marshawn Lattimore, Calvin Austin at wide receiver. But yeah, those are pretty much the options for Gardman, I would say. Zeitler, Samalo, and Bitonio, and AVT.
Listen, I got to jump off here because I'll go back to,
cool,
back to work. I'm going to go back to work. How long are you streaming for?
I was probably going to call it here.
Cool. Yeah. Well, dude, I'm looking forward to recapping all of this with you later on and tomorrow, man, because like when it happens so fast, you get your opinions, but then you want to sit back and think about it. So now I'm thinking about Harrison Phillips now. You got me really wondering about all this. So I can't wait to like reevaluate and see what they do at wide receiver, see what they do at quarterback. And kicker now. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, and guard. I felt like it was just kind of like an easy thing. Okay, bring Nick Folk back, bring John Simpson back, no problem. And they're both gone. And now there are holes on this team.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll shoot you a text later. I'm going to be doing a whole recap video tonight, not streamed. If there's more news, I'll probably hop on another stream here. But yeah, who knows, dude? Maybe we get some quarterback stuff with Malik Willis gone.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, if the Jets sign a quarterback today, we're streaming. I don't care who the quarterback is. Wentz, I don't care who. We have to stream for it.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Yeah, of course.
I'll talk to you later.
Later, dude. Thanks so much for hopping in.
Of course, man. Later.
CBS saying AVT to the Giants. Yeah, Illuminor is a free agent for them. Back to ignoring the offense, or because the head coach is a defensive guy. I mean, I think the offense has a lot less problems. I mean, we have, virtually 4/5 of the offensive line figured out. We have a wide receiver one, a young guy in Adonai Mitchell, young tight end Mason Taylor. Brees is back on his deal. It's really just quarterback and left guard and probably one more wide receiver. But, I keep coming back to the draft because 4 players right now, it doesn't really feel like it's a lot in the midst of free agency and everything. But when we get to the draft and we're there, the Jets are on the clock, it's like these picks are coming in to start. 2, 16, 33, 44. Like, that's a lot of guys that are going to be coming in. So I feel like within those 4 picks, we're definitely going to be attacking a wide receiver. Whether it's Tyson, Lemon, I don't think we'll get Tate, but we'll throw him in there because someone's got to take him. KC Concepcion, Chris Brazel, Omar Cooper, Denzel Boston. There's a lot of names. Even like a Jeremy Bernard, I feel like is like a safe option as well. Let's see. Rick, I hope. Yeah, I hope the pronunciation's right. But Rick, I see the thing is with this, he's been in a 4-3 defense these past couple of seasons with Atlanta. I'm wondering about the alignment. I don't necessarily think so. I feel like he's probably best fit closer to towards the football because he's a older, bigger veteran run stopper. I want that guy lining up as close to the center as possible, not necessarily out wide. But it's interesting, right? Because one thing that we have to think about too is that these moves that are all coming out, Ossai, all of them, Demario Davis, these moves are coming out on day one of free agency, which means that the Jets they want them. These guys they're actively pursuing them. It's not just a late summer signing where it's like, this guy got hurt, we'll just bring in this guy. Or we didn't really like how the draft went. We feel like we're a little thin here. We'll go, pluck this guy off the free agent market. It's like, no, these guys are all target. I mean, it's not even 3:00 yet. The window opened at noon. We're 2.5 hours into this thing, and we've added 4 defensive start. Let's see. Minka, Davis, Ossai, Enagbare, Onyemata. Yeah, 5 defensive starters, not even including the Tavondre Sweat acquisition as well. So I'm really interested to see. I'm going to do a little bit more research, diving into his backstory, different fronts and whatnot throughout the years. But because I'm curious about that, man. I'm curious because, like Tyson said, with Harrison Phillips having 0 guaranteed money for this season, I wonder if they maybe move on. And also, here's kind of another underrated thing in on the topic of clearing money. Justin Fields has not been cut yet. Justin Fields, and yes, the quarterback stuff doesn't really become official until the new league year opens up. So, so from that standpoint, the Jets aren't really in a major rush to get that done. But you got to imagine that Justin Fields getting released as a post June 1st destination would save, $17-18 million this season. I wonder if maybe that comes into play later on tonight, maybe tomorrow morning or something like that, to just clear up more space. There is a timetable though on when the Jets can use those, actually use those funds. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it here. Going to do a little bit more research on Onyemata and see if he can maybe play as an end. Yeah, it should be interesting. I'll be back later tonight doing a full recap on all the players that we've signed, contract details, cap space updates, stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys. I'll be back later. Thanks so much. And as always, go Jets.